Good hand, Shep.
Oh, you send it, Sheppy boy.
Hey guys, I'm Romariyo, and the song that you guys been singing, it's about me.
Big Basket presents RCB Boat Diaries.
It was 1994. My mom, she was a fan of the footballer Romariyo, so she ended up naming me Romariyo. That's all I have from football. That's the name only because I'm not a good football player. I was born in Linden. We had a 3-bedroom house. My brother used to sleep in one room, me in the middle room because I was kind of scared to sleep in the end room. As a kid growing up, all I knew was to accept what life given to me at that time. For instance, the phone, the internet, stuff that, normal kid or usual kid will grow up with and stuff like that. You didn't have at that stage in my life. Used to use a generator for the current, so you had to get gasoline, the gasoline generator. So sometimes if you don't have any gasoline, then there's no current. So we always have my grandfather always had a radio, so there's where we get all the news, the cricket, everything. Going to school, it was either you take, there is a track, a pathway, there's no concrete road or no pitch road, so it's like dam. So you walk under the trees, under the bushes. Other than that, there is boat transportation where you paddle to school or you use a engine. All the kids in that area went to school barefoot. Used to play cricket in a small opening in my yard. We used to make the ball with wood. I can still make some of those gears still. So, or you use coconut branch, you make your bat. But that used to hit hard though. Whenever it hit your shin, there is no pad, barefoot. So you gotta defend your foot. For me, I was one of the guys who used to make some of the best bat because I like the bat. So this is where it started. And yeah, well, it used to have a lot of arguing and crying because I was someone who used to cry a lot when I got out. To say that I would have think about playing cricket at that stage in my life was out of the picture. Got all my primary school in Barker. Then I went out to New Amsterdam. There's where I started playing cricket with bigger boys. One day I was playing with a little bat off a side of a bat. So I was batting T-ball with that bat. Guys running in bowling. So the sir saw me, Sir Mokan. He saw me and he was like, I'm going to put you on the school team. And the way you bat, I think you can open batting for us. And the first game that I played, I got 129. I hit 14 fours. That was it. And I bat all of the forte over to get to that score. Because I wasn't what I should say, a big hitter at that time. Because all I knew was to find the gaps and stuff like that. And in that 100, no sixes, only fours. And the ground is really small. So if you hit the ball out the ground at that stage, you have to finish your batting. Your batting, Carlmore, Mr. Carlmore, he called you out. So, and I like to bat. At the time in my career, I like to bat. So I never hit any ball in the air. I never hit the ball over the fence. So there, my batting was just ground cricket, nothing in the air.
Big six.
When I went to secondary school from there, sometimes I use some of the furniture as bat. So maybe that's the only part of school that I give trouble in is cricket. My last year under 19, then is when I had to practice actually hitting the ball in the air. At that time I started, picking up in size, I started getting stronger. Right after the 19, I was like, this is the next game, the next part of my game. Well, actually I had to change up my stance a few times and stuff like that. Yeah, it maybe looks smaller even because I'm so tall and my foot is my legs are not too wide apart, so it look even funnier for a big guy to have such a small base. So how we stand up doing right down in the book is the runs right down in the book. So as long as I'm getting runs, I'm okay. Whenever you listen on the radio, there was always one guy named used to call all the time. Whenever they're batting, whenever they're bowling, whenever they're fielding, and it was Dwayne Bravo. I want to be like this guy. I want to bat, bowl, field, everything, because that was my inspiration at that time. And the first time I bowl, I got Shimron actually was my first wicket in cricket. So I got him LBW. That game I got 5 for 20 something. At that time there is where like it started, yeah, my all-rounder journey. So Shimron, yeah, I can never forget my first wicket in cricket. So you are that guy, and you know, sorry.
Very good. Excellent. Big man.
New season, huh?
Let's get off to a fresh start.
Fresh fruit, sir.
Hey, sunne ninkolappa.
Peace.
Anyway, do we have everything we need?
Big basket. Everything you need, boys.
Everything you need.
Delivered now.
My under-19 career, there was a point where I didn't make any runs. I ran in with that motivation that I didn't get any runs, but I can get some wicket and still make the team, because at the time I think I was bowling the fastest in Guyana. When we was in the under-19 team, I couldn't bat in the top order because, like I said, I didn't make any runs. I was picked mostly as a bowler.
Good, Jeppy.
2018 is where, like, I should say everyone started taking my white ball cricket seriously, because then is when I started bowling a lot of Yorkers and I started hitting the ball. So the commentators like Ian Bishop and those guys, you know, they said like, this kid has something about him. 2018, I played my first year CPL. And the first game that I played, 3 big wickets at that time, because these guys were, you know, big names. That game, you know, I burst onto the scene. You know, when you perform in CPL, everyone knows your name then, because it's like the IPL here. The next game we had to play against Trinidad in Guyana, which is like another sold-out crowd. First ball that I faced, it was from Dwayne Bravo, and I pumped him for 6, like way back in the crowd. So he looked at me and like, he was like, so it was like big for me. Everyone say, well, this guy is different, this guy has something about him. 2019, when I made my debut against Afghanistan, I was like so happy. I did well in CPL, so when I got a call from Polly that in the squad to play against Afghanistan, I was surprised because I was 50 over cricket. And then is where the pandemic. So at the stage, I lost my central contract. Every time I take one step back, I find a way to get myself forward. There was a 50 over tournament, the Lycée tournament. I went there, I did well. So then they had to pick me back for West Indies. When I was watching on TV, you know, RCB was always one of the team that, as a West Indian, you back, because, you know, Chris Gayle is on this team. Well, I didn't have breakfast before that CSK game. Because we West Indian, we always wake up, you know, after breakfast here in India. We probably go to sleep around breakfast time. To say that I knew that I was going to get a 50, it was like, I'm lying. It so happened that it was like 17 point something overs, and you get to face 90-something% of the delivery that remaining. That was like just like an unbelievable moment in cricket, where like Tim David on the other end, a new batter get to face 90-something% of the delivery that remaining. After that knock, I had about 400K followers in about 24 hours. After that CSK knock, so. Fast forward to when I was in the team last year, when we was in the final, when Chris Gayle came over, when we met him at the hotel, he was like, just go there and enjoy, be myself. I was nervous in the final. That was the moment that the only time I could remember being nervous since under 15. So when I bowled that ball and the ball nick, it was like an unbelievable moment because, you know, getting him Shreyas out at that stage, I know how big a game changer that would have been. So I was so happy getting him in that finals. Off the field, I'm someone who love to, you know, give jokes, love to, you know, keep the dressing room lively. So you wouldn't like think of me of that kind of person. So on the cricket field, I like to carry a straight field because I'm all business whenever I'm on the cricket field. Yeah, so off the cricket field, fun guy.
Coach, final game in Pufan. What happened there?
Everyone know that TD is my guy. Salty, Bet, even VK. I didn't know that he was like this funny or a fun guy off the cricket field because you see Virat Kohli on the cricket field and he's like, yeah. So to see him like being funny off the cricket field. So Jitesh also, Skip, Rajat, Kunal, he's like a West Indian kind of guy. Him and TD, similar. These guys, you know, they all, you know, make me happy, especially, you know, you're being away from home for so long. You know, an unbelievable bunch of guys if you check them off the cricket field and on the cricket field. So I think RCB is blessed to have all these senior guys mixed with younger guys in one dressing room. I like to be in the party, but I don't think I'm the life of the party because I'm not a big dancer, but I try to do what I can. So as you see in the video, yeah, I can hold my own, I can do a bit, but nothing too flashy, just enough. RCB, you know, they give me a chance. So when they give me the opportunity to actually go out there and represent one of the biggest franchises in IPL. So it was like, they changed the way that people would follow you. Everyone is chanting RCB because even when I'm playing for West Indies in other parts of the world, you know, they're still chanting RCB, RCB. Even on the field now, when you walk out to represent RCB, you know that it's more than just like a franchise, it's more like family kind of thing, where like people follow this franchise so much, even outside of IPL.
Big Basket presents RCB Boat Diaries.